I myself came out from Burma during 1988 when the Burmese government cracked down the pro-democracy movement. Unless the military stop violence or stop hand over the power to the democratic leadership, but the suffering is still continue. So the community has to be very strong, resist, and organize and mobilize. So I think the Canadian support will be very crucial for us.
This is the roof area of the school. You see the roof here. This is what we looked at when we looked up from the bottom of the school, the clotheslines out over here. This is all school area. These are classrooms during the daytime. And as you can see, they are transformed into sleeping areas at nighttime and places of recreation and leisure in the after-school area, or after-school time. So something needs to be done, and because nobody should be living like this at all.
But do they sleep on mats or?
Yeah, right here. These would be their mats, right here. No mattresses, just the mats. They have all their clothing in this area here. Some of the kids have parents who live far away, so they would live here at the school during the school year. Other kids don't have parents because of the situation in Burma, and so they've come across the border as orphans, and those would also be kids that live here. At the same time, the kids that attend the school but don't live here, there's a small truck that takes about 30 or 40 on the truck and transports them home to the different areas of town in which they live. So the ones that we're deeply concerned about are the 135 or so that live here permanently, that either never see their parents or hardly see their parents. That's devastating. It's bad enough that kids have to go to school at all because of the surrounding environment, but the ones that live here all the time, that's just really bad. Generally speaking, child trafficking takes place. You're aware of that. We've all heard about that. This is your downtown core. That would be as safe or dangerous as inner cities in North American towns. However, the kids that come here are much more vulnerable than kids in North America because they don't have legal rights here in Thailand. And so the boarding school kids, if they would leave the grounds of the school, they would have no identification, no parents to look after them, not even a guardian to look after them. And so they're very easily kidnapped and taken for harassment, for exploitation, or for the sex trade.
Say hi! Yeah!
The key is the militarization, or because unless the military keep expanding their forces in the ethnic area or everywhere across the country, because every year the number of the military recruitment is expanding. So most of the budget or expenditure also is affect a lot of the children's life because of this replacement and violence, women displaced. So I think militarization, land issue inside Burma this is the root cause.
And what happened? What's the?
He went to look after buffalo, so he stayed on the land. So this side not paid by this side sleeping.
Oh, got it.
Like the very face, like you grow the.
But not similar like his wheelchair. Like his wheelchair more. So this is for the bottom. Others big here.
We put water systems into the schools. Because of the location of the school and the lack of room, we've placed two small systems in the school, this being one of them, rather than one big one where we would put into a school that is out of the inner city. So a carbon tank, a resin tank, a ceramic tank, it gets rid of absolutely everything. All the bacteria and the toxins and anything that causes disease. There's a high level of elements that come through the water here in the Mesot area, and so this water system gets rid of those too. So it provides pure drinking water for these students, and that's important because while they do get drinking water here, they have to pay for it. 10 baht for 20 liter jug, and so they're using about 20 jugs a day, and so a lot of the budget gets eaten up by free drinking water that we would take completely for granted in Canada. And so this frees up so much money for school resources and teachers' salaries and some more food, whatever the school needs. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the drinking water right here. Okay! So this water here, this tap number 2, is for cooking water. It hasn't gone through the whole filtration process yet. So it's gone through here, but it has to go through here. And now this here is the drinking water. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill up one of these jugs. And it's free. It's free. So they don't have to pay any more money. Here's the teacher in charge of the water system. You're going to Canada. Yes, so Tarto is in charge of the water system, and he maintains it and runs it. He was trained on it 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah, okay. 2 weeks ago. Oh, cool. So it's a brand new system here for the school. And how do you feel about the system, Tarto?
Very nice for the student, and because we had clean water here, and the student can drink this clean water, and then they will be happy. If the water is not clean, they will be affected by the sun diseases.
And that's how these schools run, through friends of friends and friends of friends, and then through other NGOs and people connecting all over North America and the West and in Southeast Asia as well. So this one would be about $1,000 Canadian, plus 800 for maintenance over 3 years. So all that has been donated. And the bigger ones, and you'll see those in a little while, would be 2,000 Canadian plus 1,000 for maintenance over 3 years. All donated again to the school. So what will the students be eating tonight for supper?
Beans.
Wait, what is it?
Long bean and roasted.
Lots of food. The way it works, North America, is that you've got an elementary school and it's supported by taxpayers. Well, there are no taxpayers that are supporting this school. This school exists because there are kids here. So the Thai government is kind enough to provide space for them. But in terms of funding, all you've got here is a building for which the school needs to pay rent and students who need food and clothing. And so that money comes from NGOs, generous individuals, and other sources of donations. So every school has to find its own supporters, so for some schools it's very difficult. For other schools there's a lot. So as far as I know, there's no food shortage here. Now at this school there's clean drinking water, so that's taken care of. They have nice uniforms, so obviously an NGO has bought those, and there's no income that the school can make. It can save money through the donations of the NGOs by using the clean water, because then they don't have to pay for the water anymore. But it's solely based on the generosity of individuals and NGOs.
Like, when the kids are done here, where would you go next?
With educational opportunities?
Yeah, like, are you living here,
Right.
and like,
Right.
move out, where would you move
Yes,
out?
yes. Yeah, so here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but after grade 12, you can go right through to grade 12. And then after grade 12, you can go to certain, not universities, but smaller institutes that will help you with trades and business. But you will be in Mesot when you finish there, because many students don't have the cards and the work permits to leave this area. There are a few lucky ones, or those that have the academic ability who will win a scholarship to go to some universities outside this area and into Bangkok. Those are possibilities, but they're very slim. And so you go to school and then you're out and try to make work. You come back into your community as an adult to help. So you might work at the market, you might work at a business. Maybe you've got a good boss that will help you develop in that trade, and you can get better money. But pretty much you're here. What do you want to do when you become an adult?
He want to be a teacher.
He wants to be a teacher, yeah. Cool.